In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the lush greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the one and only Balls and Teas podcast. As you know, this is the freshest place to be. There is no other like this one. And as for me, you know, I am the one and only Tony Tone, the magician, the boy with a lot of flair. I am a classic man. For those who have been with us since the get-go, listen, this is season 2. This is our second episode, and it's always banging, as you know. But for those who've just joined us along the way, let me just tell you, you will never ever want to listen to anything again once we're done with this episode, because you'll want more. You'll be doing an encore saying Tony Tone, Tony Tone, Tony Tone. But ladies and gentlemen, just to give you the flow of the program is that the first 5 minutes, I just want you to find yourself a comfortable spot. If you're driving, please, I am requesting, rather go to the nearest garage, park there for an hour and listen to me, because I don't want you to get all excited on the road and start disturbing other drivers nearby, because this show is about content that's relevant to you as an individual who plays golf, who likes camaraderie, who likes networking, and for the best of all, who likes the one and only Tony Tone. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to ask you to get yourself settled, get yourself ice cold water. Let it be. Today we're doing 10 liters. It's not 5 liters. Although in Pretoria it is a bit nippy, I just want you to cool yourself down, because this show is the hottest that you've ever had. So we're going to take a 2-minute break. And then when we come back, I will be introducing you to our guest. And let me tell you, just once, today's guest gonna put you on a high. She's got a beautiful sound, she's got the energy, and she told me off record that she's ready for tonight. So I hope you will be as excited as she is when we come back. Let's take that 2-minute break. Thank you.
In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the lush greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, this is the one and only Tony Tone, the magician, and you are tuned in to Balls and Tees, the only social golf podcast that covers every single corner of the world. I'm talking international spaces. That's where we at. And if you hear of anyone calling themselves Tony Tone, the magician, but it isn't me, tell me, I will take them somewhere very, 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 very crucial. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I promised you a hot show. I promised you a lot of vibe. I promised you an energetic guest. So if you can just allow me the honors to introduce the one and only founder and director of Marula Escapes, Neo Masinga. Miss Masinga, how do you do?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Dumelang, guten Tag, guten Abend, buenas noches, buenas tardes. A ver, you said that we're global, so I'm greeting everyone. I'm greeting everyone.
You know, for a moment there, I thought you were stuttering, but if it was greetings, you need to teach me.
I speak Spanish and some German.
Whoa. Today I will be your student. So, well, Miss Masinga, I tried to introduce you in the best possible manner that I could from my side, but I believe that it would only be fair to give you the opportunity to reintroduce yourself properly. Tell our audience who exactly is Nell Masinga and who's Marula Luxury Escapes. And for the most, we should talk about golf because this is a golf podcast. So I just want to understand
Absolutely.
your journey into this space and how did you find yourself being in love with the sport. So let me pass the mic to you, and then you can just let the audience know exactly who you are.
All right. So Naoma Singa, I am the founder and director of Marula Escapes. We curate travel around the world. So it literally comes down to my clients dream it, and I wave a magic wand and and make it happen. So
Mm,
it's quite an exciting journey because each travel experience that we put together is as unique to the client as their fingerprints. So no two trips are ever really the same.
mhm,
We travel for various reasons. And for
mhm,
me, it was important with the brand to be able to have travel return its investment for each individual. And hence why we curate travel. So we don't have pre-designed packages except if we're doing like a golf tour or something like that that's pre-planned that
okay.
people can join. But as a
Yeah.
general, we design every experience from zero for each client based on their needs, their necessities, their
Mm,
interests, etc. So that's us in a
mm,
nutshell, if I could
okay.
pretty
Awesome.
much try
Awesome
and sum
stuff.
it up. Um, and how I got into golf, guys, meh, you see now.
Mm,
Well, when I this golf thing, right?
yeah.
The journey started around COVID.
Mm,
I think it was around the first moments when we're allowed out of our houses and we're actually allowed to
yeah.
get some fresh air. So a a client, my husband's client, for some odd
Mm,
reason, Lord only knows why, um, gave us clubs. I think we had gone to the driving range because one of our friends was like, "Ah, you should come and try this thing called golf." And
yeah.
honestly, I hated it at first. At first.
I like your honesty because a lot of
Yeah.
people would say no, I loved it from the get-go.
No,
For you to
no, no.
tell me the truth that no, I didn't like this thing.
No, I hated it. It like
Mm,
made no sense to me. I was just like, why on earth are people gonna
mm,
go out and spend hours on the course
mm.
holding a stick and trying to hit this tiny ball and chasing it around for hours on end? Like I'm just like, please, somebody make it make sense.
Yeah.
Right? Because I like my whole life I've been into sports. I've been either an athlete where I was doing netball or something vigorous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but guys, golf, I'm just it wasn't making sense. Let me be honest.
It's
So
too laid back for you.
yeah, I'm just like I ain't even breaking a sweat. I was like, how can they call this a sport when I'm not sweating? Like I'm just
Mm.
I wasn't understanding it. And then
Yeah.
it's also very super frustrating when you're just
Hmm.
starting. Because to get that connection right with the ball, especially I'm a very competitive person. So
Yeah.
so it was just not working out well. But anyway, so we went we went to the driving range, and now we're trying to understand this world of golf.
Mm.
And we
Yeah.
went a couple of times, and then my husband's client was like, "Oh, I've got clubs at home that
Mm.
are just occupying space. You guys should have them." So we were given a
Wow.
set of clubs, very nice
Awesome.
clubs, by the way.
Yeah.
As I later learned.
Yeah.
But that's how we got into golf. But now what really propelled me as as
Mm.
as as a woman to get into it was realizing I'm just like, Mare, guy goes out the entire day. My whole
Yeah.
Sunday, I'm left alone. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, this is not cool. Because now it was really selfish. I'm not even gonna lie. It was very selfish because
Yeah.
I'm like, Hebo, this person tells me he's gonna play golf and he leaves
Mm-hmm.
in the morning, right? And
Yeah.
now he comes back in the evening, like after dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Hunter, how long does this sport take? Because why is it taking the whole day?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, no, I need to kind of learn and understand this. And that's how I got in it. It was just like I mean, my husband works very long hours. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but now the weekends that we're supposed to be spending together, you're out on the golf course and you spend the
Mm.
entire day. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so if this is what it is, then I'm gonna learn this thing.
No,
Because
100%. I,
so
I
that
really
I
like
don't
that
get left
because
behind.
yeah, and I mean, just to put this out there, like you said, how long does it take to actually play a round of golf?
Well, I mean, a round
Listen.
of golf, in true honesty, is
Mm,
supposed to take you 4 to 5 hours max, right?
mm-hmm. Yeah.
But now the problem, if you're sitting at home and you're waiting for somebody, it's a problem. But the problem is the 19th hole. Well, you see that 19th hole is where all the
Yeah.
problems begin. Because
True.
now people get there and now it's a good time and they're catching up and they're talking about all their
Mm,
stats and the drinks are flow and also the tournaments are another
yeah.
problem because yeah, then there's drinks all over the place. But the main issue,
Mm-hmm.
the main issue is that 19th hole because then people get there and I mean it's great. I mean I'm in it now, so I understand it. It's
Mm,
great for the networking where you where you get to chat and whatnot, and you meet all these different
yeah.
people, and you're sharing. You have a common interest, which is the sport, and all the frustrations that
Mm-hmm.
come with it. And now all of a sudden, what was supposed to be 4 or 5 hours is 10 hours.
Mm,
I'm
mm-hmm.
like, so yeah,
How did we
that's
get there?
yeah. And I needed to understand because the excuse was no, love, I did a round of golf. Oh my gosh. And then he'd tell me all these things that I don't understand. Um,
Mm,
all these golf terminologies, and I was just like, okay, I feel like a blonde right now because this is
mm.
just not making sense.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, but you tell me that this round takes 4 to 5 hours. But I
Mm.
feel like you've spent the entire day. So where did the rest of the day go?
What happened to the extra 6 hours?
Yeah, I'm just like, what happened to the rest of the hours? But
Yeah.
and so that's how I got into golf.
All right. But that's a lovely introduction to the sport. And I always preach something to say as golfers, understanding and knowing how long it actually takes for one to be on the golf course. I always say bring your closest people to the golf course so that you can spend more time and that they understand because there's no better teacher than experience. So for you
Yeah,
to actually
absolutely.
say, I'm gonna do this because I want to understand what's really happening there, and for you to
Yep.
be hooked up till now, then I'm happy because at least you took a decision. A lot of people, like you said from the initial, you were not really interested. You were like, this is lame. This is not for me. But
Mm-hmm.
once you got to understand the space, or should I
Yeah.
say, the environment and the camaraderie around the
Mm-hmm.
sport, I think that's when the bug actually hits you, and you've just been sick from then.
My guy, the bug took over. Like I went from
Mm,
this sport doesn't make any sense. This is lame. I hate it.
yeah.
To I'm playing more golf than my husband, and now I'm super
Ouch.
competitive. Um,
Mm,
and I'm just like, basically, yes, you might be Mr. Muscle Man because he's in fitness, so he's
Yeah.
he's got all the big guns. And I'm like, nah, I've been told that it's not about how big your muscles are. It's about letting this
Yeah.
club do what it does best. So,
100%.
right? So I was like, I'm gonna make sure I'll drive this guy. Now the competitive now my competitive nature comes out.
Mm.
So I was like, I'm gonna go to the driving range and I'm gonna, learn my swing so that I can drive properly. Because as a woman, to be honest, on the golf course, the most frustrating thing, and I'll get to the second part of my statement just now. The most frustrating thing is that when you get on the course as a woman, immediately, and I've seen this multiple times, immediately the guys are like, oh my God, she's gonna slow down the course. And I'm like, but my guy, you know nothing about me and my golf. Like you're just making an assumption. Because as soon as like me and my girls get on the course, the guys are like, guys, can we go through? I'm like, my guy, first of all, if you can outdrive me, then maybe we can talk about it. But until then, like we're not doing that.
Just off record, Miss Masinga, you know you're talking about long shots here, right? And then your husband will have to forgive me for asking this question. Have you outdriven him?
I have.
And how did he take it? How did he take it?
Then he went to the gym and went to practice, and now he has outdriven me slightly more.
But at least you're keeping him on his toes
at
now.
Home right now. So I was the first to break 200 in the house.
Oh, okay.
Right. And this pissed him off. He was not happy about this.
Yeah.
Because he was struggling for some odd reason to break 200.
200 mark.
And then here I was consistently breaking it. And then so then he went and fixed the situation. So last weekend when we played, he hit 260. I was like, oh, okay. I think my longest drive is like 240. So I'm like, okay, it's 20 meters. I'm like, I'm gonna go
just give me one more week.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm coming back.
No. You know, if anything in golf, let men be men. You know, we always try to exercise our masculinity around the golf course, especially on the tee box.
I know, but as I said, because of the immediate underestimation, if I can call it like that, that I receive as a woman on the golf course, I make sure that I'm going to outdrive you. You know, just so that you must just sit down and just rest.
just to bruise someone's ego.
Yes. Yes, because I'm just like, you can't just come and assume.
Yeah. Get your facts straight.
Yeah. I'm like, Hypo, no, let's do this then. Okay. So that's my thing. But as I said, 100%. I am super competitive, so.
No. I mean, I always say, as a competitive individual, it should actually flow into positive aspects of your life. And speaking of which, I mean, you're an entrepreneur. You run your own business. Now, I just want to find out from your end, with regards to this sport that you love so much, how then do you integrate it into your everyday life when it comes to business?
Okay, I'm going to answer that question in two parts, because remember earlier I said there were two parts with my journey with golf, right? Yeah. So one was I need to beat my husband and outdrive him. And then I
hope he's not listening.
No. But he knows it very well. I'm a very honest person, so I've told him. It's not that
Yeah.
it's new to him. But then the second part of it that I found, going back to the issue of as a woman going onto the golf course, there is these
Mm.
assumptions that are made.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there's a lot of bullying that happens when
Mhm.
you're a woman on the course. As I said, because
Mm.
people automatically assume you are the one slowing down the course.
Yeah.
And yet that's not necessarily the case. And
Mhm.
it gets frustrating, especially as a beginner, because
Yeah.
those who are more experienced do tend, I'll use bully, but I mean, I think there's a lighter word, but English is depleted right now.
Yeah.
Um, so, so because I wanted to get more women into the sport,
Mm.
but for them
Mhm.
not to have to go through what I went through, a friend of
Yeah.
mine and I started a ladies club specifically for beginners to, get them used to the etiquette, the rules, um,
Mm.
get them onto the course without all the intimidation factors because there's power in numbers. So I'm like,
Mhm.
well, you can bully one four ball, but you can't bully us if we're
Yeah.
5 four balls. Because you can get through
Mm.
me, but then you have to get through 4 more.
100%. You're making
You
the
know what I
barriers
mean?
more difficult.
So we started a club that went from just us to like 150
Mm.
ladies in Joburg in like 2
Wow.
years, which is amazing,
That's big.
right?
Mm.
Especially for such
That's
a
big,
short,
eh? Sure.
so especially for such a short time frame.
Yeah.
But it showed us that there's a need for something like this where, people are being introduced to the sport in a safe environment. And because as ladies,
Mm.
the way we golf is very different from guys. With the ladies, it's about
Mm.
the outfits. As I learned, they want to look cute. They yay.
You
It's
must always slay. You
yeah,
must
no,
slay.
they're like, okay, but what's the color theme? And I'm not that person. So I was like, oh my goodness, this
Yeah.
is this other world that I'm not used to. And then must have photo
Mm.
stops and photo moments. But I'm just like, okay, this is ladies and this is what they love. And if this is what it's gonna
Mm.
take to get them on the course, then fine, let them wear the cute outfits. So then I had to adapt. I'm like, okay, pick a color theme and
100%.
whatnot. Right.
Mm.
Um, how now this translated into the business is
Mhm.
stemming off of running, and being active in this ladies group for like 2 years. I
Yeah.
was like, but what I do is travel, and if there's one thing that golf does very well is
Mhm.
because as a golfer you're always wanting to experience new golf courses to challenge yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
um Golfers often travel, right? You're
Mhm.
always moving
Yeah.
somewhere to go and see something, and we always want
True.
those beautiful places. And to be
Mm.
honest, golf courses are generally in some of the most beautiful places.
Mhm.
Right? So it ties in very well with what I do anyway, because I love beautiful places.
Yeah.
So, so I was like, these two things actually make sense
A
for me
perfect
to
match
put
indeed.
together. Yeah, it's a perfect synergy.
Mm.
So this year was when I was like, you know what, I should actually um incorporate golf and golf tours into my
Mm.
business, seeing that I
Mhm.
have access to this market right now with these 150 ladies. This is my
Yeah.
opportunity to now showcase what I can do for them in this
Mm.
specific market, which is the
Mm.
golfers. And yeah, and then that's what we did. And then we went off to Mauritius. We've done, yeah. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So it's
I didn't know
been,
you love golf that much.
I mean, as I said, I love beautiful places.
Yeah.
So the two just make sense. If there
Mm.
if there if there are a couple of things that I love is beautiful places,
Mm.
incredible food, and
Mm.
golf takes
Mm.
me to all of the above. Like I'm just like golf in Mauritius was breathtaking. Those courses, the scenery there
Mm.
is just mind blowing.
Yeah.
And then stemming off of that, I get it now, word spread around this golf community people talk. And
Yeah.
now next year we're going off to Thailand because people are like, hey,
Wow.
yeah, like we are here
Hey.
now, so let's go.
I want to be in your luggage bag.
You should come along.
Mm.
Yeah, so
No,
that's
but
how the two
but
have married.
and I like, you've just put something into perspective to say, listen, you like beautiful places, you
Yeah.
like great food, and you love golf.
Hmm.
So golf has somehow become a mending wall between the beautiful experience from a culinary point of view, as well as the hospitality side of things.
Yeah, it was just it kind of became a very natural extension of what it
Mm,
is that I already do. I mean, my clients
yeah.
know me to curate all these beautiful experiences, and now I can add
Hmm.
golf to that, and not from a theoretical aspect, but from a very practical aspect where I'm an actual golfer. So I will consider
Yeah.
things that you won't really learn from a textbook. I mean, it's just like
Yeah.
with what I do with regards to travel.
Hmm.
I've lived abroad for over 12 years and I've traveled extensively.
Yeah.
So when I put together an itinerary, it's not based
Hmm.
on theoretics. It's based on what would I do if I was in your shoes and I was doing this trip because I've extensively traveled. So
Yeah.
it's very practical kind of input that I that I provide.
Okay. Awesome
Yeah.
stuff. Now, just to find out something, I mean,
Mm,
like you mentioned, you deal with a lot of different people, obviously with different needs, and you try to curate the trips specifically for each one of them. Now,
hmm
obviously, people like certain experiences, and
hmm
what works for me wouldn't work for the next person. So I
Absolutely.
just want to find out from your side, what would you say has been like the most outrageous request a client of yours has made with regards to a place that has beautiful landscapes, beautiful experiences, as well as good golf?
Um, like I get a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
As as golfers, right? What I've learned
Mm,
in these few
mhm.
years that I've been playing, um,
Yeah.
golfers love to learn from the pros. Now, because
Mm,
I I'm pretty good at waving a wand and making things happen, you'll find that a
yeah.
person will be like, "Hey, now, I saw ooh, this guy on TV.
Mm.
He lives in this country and I'd love to meet him." I'm like, but my guy,
What?
I feel like I don't know everybody. Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? I'm
Mm,
just like, oh my
sure.
wow.
And you have to
Yeah,
make it
they're
happen.
like, I would love to have a golf game with like a pro golfer. And I'm like,
Sure.
I'm just like, I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty sure I can pull it out of a hat, perhaps.
Yeah.
But wow, it's gonna take a whole lot of zeros for me to do,
No,
for me to
100%.
like,
You have to make mountains move for that to happen.
like proper. Cause I'm just like,
Mm.
where do I even begin? Like, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. People really do
And
want to meet the pro
mm,
golfers, like the big boys that we watch on TV. So I'm like, if anybody's
yeah.
out there listening, they should give me a call. So
Okay.
yeah,
No, no. I mean, this is the
give me
right
a call
platform.
because wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, with that being said, obviously you would get reviews and feedback from your clients, and
Mhm.
based on that, you'd also be able to have confidence when making or meeting other requests in future.
Yeah.
So I just want to find out, you play golf,
Mhm.
your clients play golf, and you've played golf in South Africa. Like you mentioned, you've just recently played in Mauritius.
Mhm.
Now, I just want to get an idea from you to say, amongst all the golf courses that you've played at, whether alone, whether with your clients, whether with your friends and family, which of the golf courses which of the golf courses would you think are underrated, or they're not getting the shine that they actually deserve, according to you and your experience around that golf course?
Honestly, I would say I'm gonna keep it local, right? Because South Africa is we've got a very extensive list
Mm.
of courses
Yeah.
around the country. I feel like, when golfers want to go around, the general inclination is to either do like a safari course, like now you're going into Limpopo and Mpumalanga side.
Yeah.
Definitely the Western Cape in all its beauty and
Oh,
splendor, right? Those are
difficult.
those are all the very well-known ones, right?
Yeah.
However, the Wild Coast, I feel like is
Mm.
very underrated. There's beautiful courses there.
Mhm.
And it's just a region that is overlooked in general.
Yeah.
Just generally, irrespective of whether this has to do with golf or whatever. I just feel like
Mhm.
that area of our country is quite overlooked.
Yeah.
And yet they have incredible places there,
Mm.
in the Eastern Cape. Um,
Yeah.
so for me, that would be definitely one. I haven't played in the KZN. I don't even to be honest, I'm not even aware if they have a golf course. I'm being brutally honest.
Wow.
I do a number of things in the KZN. Golf is not one. So
What?
perhaps the
No,
next time I go there, I'll find a golf course. I think so. But I haven't actually golfed in the KZN. So for me, I don't have a reference point there. Yeah.
yeah. No, I mean, if you're talking the Wild Coast, if you were to go to KZN, the Wild Coast Sun Golf Course, it's quite a golf course, and a
Yeah.
lot of professional tournaments have taken place there. There's
Yeah.
also Saint Lamier. I haven't
Yes.
played Saint Lamier, but it's a nice environment. The weather there is always accommodating to golfers because it's never really too hot. It's just always humid, and there's always a breeze. So maybe try it next time. But when you're talking Western Cape, it's a difficult environment to play. But the courses are beautiful.
The
There's
courses
just
are
a lot of
stunning.
wind.
Yeah, but that's just Cape Town in general. I mean, it's just moody. Like you just never know what you're gonna get.
No, 100%,
Yeah.
100%. Now, let's talk about business and golf, right? I mean,
Mhm.
you are in that space on a daily basis, and your clients so I would presume that some of them would travel for business rather than leisure as well,
Mhm.
and obviously with the intent of securing other business opportunities.
Yeah.
Now, from your own perspective, if you were to look at what golf can actually do for people in the business space, how would you explain it, or how would you advocate for more entrepreneurs or self-employed people to actually get into this space?
You know, um, I'm again gonna be brutally honest, right? Um,
Mm.
I've heard it said so many times that
Mm.
golf is a great place to network, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I must say that in the female environment that I was in, I didn't
Hmm.
really see much of that in terms of the networking turning into business. However, I must say
Hmm.
that once or as I play with my male counterparts,
Yeah.
there's definitely a lot more networking, and I can see and understand. And then when I went through to the golf tournament
Mm.
last Friday, where I
Yeah.
was now hosting a hole, I
Hmm.
then saw in true capacity the
Yeah.
truth of what the power of the sport can do in terms of getting you
Mm.
out there getting you in front of the right people, getting you the business opportunities. It's quite a powerful tool, especially if you, I mean, it's good to be manning a hole, but if you actually
Yeah.
understand the sport, it gives you that much more leverage, because as I'm talking to the golfers, I can talk and relate. Like,
True.
when a
100%.
golfer's like, when I ask you, oh, how are you doing? How's the golf going? And you're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, golf is golfing. It's because I understand that, one
It's
moment,
doing the most.
yeah, I understand that one moment you've hit your best shot, and then the second shot was like, nah, dog, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And how frustrating that is, where you're like, but what
Yeah.
happened? So when
No,
a
true.
golfer says that to me, I can relate, and I feel like um relatability, if you can relate to somebody and understand them, you're able to build that rapport much better. Because you are understanding truly where it is that they're coming from.
Yeah.
So and then the other aspect that I find important, and I was explaining this to my friend the other day, and I'm like, you know what? Since I started playing golf, I've understood why a lot of your senior executives and these these big deals. I could they always say big deals happen on the golf course. I
Yeah.
understood why once I played golf, because I'm like, this sport requires honesty and integrity when it comes, for example, to the scoring, because it
True.
literally, there's no ref, right? So it's a good it's a good space to be there and suss out a person regarding their level of integrity. Like, are you gonna be here lying to me and then you wanna sign a deal with me because now I've seen
Yeah.
you lie on your scorecard, so now I'm putting into question your level of integrity and can I trust you? So when I saw this and I learned this about golf, I'm like, oh, this is why these guys come to the golf, to suss out these people, to suss you out before they sign some big deal. I'm like, oh. I get it.
I mean, a lot of people would say that whatever you do in the world, do not mess with people's money. And I think that's the
Absolutely.
reason people would actually go onto the golf course, just to see your character, to see, okay,
Exactly.
is this person worthy enough for me to actually conduct business with? And just to see what happens to you under pressure as well. Because
Yeah.
remember, you get those good shots, those bad shots, and then your reaction will determine a lot about you.
Absolutely. Are you gonna be there? Are you gonna be breaking your clubs and having a whole hissy fit, or are you gonna breathe and shake it off and carry on and try and fix it and correct it? I mean, I'm a girl. Okay, again, I will note there are differences, right?
Yeah.
Because I've seen it when I play with my husband. When I get a bad shot, uh, y- I will literally scream it out. Like, I'm just like, can it just get out of my system, right?
Yeah.
Not not because I'm trying to be an emotional being or whatever, but I'd rather just get it out, right? Whereas men, y'all
We keep it in,
internalize
eh?
everything.
Yep.
Yeah, Mawena. And this is why you guys get strokes, because you're not letting it out. So
No, I mean the 19th hole is there for that.
no, Mawena. And now that's why you spend 5 hours at the 19th hole. You're reflecting on all those things that you should have already let out.
Yeah.
So for me, when something bad happens, I will allow myself to feel that emotion in that moment.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I pitch a tent and stay in that emotion. I'm just like, okay, I acknowledge that I'm feeling frustrated right now.
Yeah.
Then I have to shake it off and clear my head and go sip whatever's in my cart and carry on and
No,
focus on the next one. So indeed,
100%.
it's quite correct what you say, because it's a good sport to assess how people will take how people deal with things going wrong, things going right,
Yeah.
all those things about your character literally come out on the golf course.
Awesome. No, not a problem. Miss Masinga, let's go for a quick 2 to 5 minute break. Fill up those cold glasses of water. We've been talking, and I'm really enjoying this conversation. I told you that time flies when chatting to Tony Tone, because we have been beautiful conversations about something that we both love in common.
Yeah,
So if we can
absolutely.
just if we can just go for a 2 minute break, and then when we get back, we'll get more into detail as to what happens or what drove you to actually get into entrepreneurship, and then hopefully it is a story that can relate to a lot of people who are listening, and you can give them some inputs or advice from your own experiences to say, how do you then navigate the space of entrepreneurship?
Okay, perfect.
Awesome stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we go on that 5 minute break, please take note of one of the most auspicious occasions that's coming up on the 19th November at Eye of Africa. This is the Africa Summit Investments Golf Day. You don't want to miss this one. Trust you in me. 19th of November, Eye of Africa, that's right here in Gauteng. And that's the Africa Summit Investment. This is where big players will be. This is where you can actually, what can I say, maximize on networking opportunities. So to get more information regarding that golf day, please do contact Nompumelelo on 079-146-4322. It's Nompumelelo on 079-146-4322. Alternatively, you can contact SIPO on 060-735 8766 060-735-8766. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go for our 5 minute break, and then when we come back, we will definitely engage more with Miss Masinga, who has been a fantastic sport, and I love the passion she has for the sport. It's just that sure, she's very, very competitive, and I don't think I want to find myself playing with her on the course. She'll probably outdrive me, but
I don't know.
it's one of those experiences.
Invisible Ink Consulting, your gateway to financial success. We specialise in providing the best solutions to manage your finance and accounting, ensuring a better life for you and your business. Our expert team offers top-notch accounting and tax consulting services tailored to various industries, including but not limited to engineering, medical practitioners, in construction, non-profits, events management, attorneys and financial services. Experience the power of our best analytics, backed by a commitment to our clients and a high level of knowledge. At Invisible Ink Consulting, we strive to deliver the best service you can get, making your financial journey seamless and rewarding. Choose Invisible Ink Consulting for a brighter financial future. Your success our priority. Please visit us at www.invisibleinc.co.za to reach us. www.invisibleinc.co.za.
In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the lush greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are still tuned in to the hottest podcast there is in the entire world. And then this is Balls and Tees, and you are hosted by the one and only Tony Tone, the magician, the boy with a lot of flair, the only classic man there is on all podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, I am still joined here by Miss Masinga. And guys, I'm having the time of my life. This conversation is eye-opening to say, for as much as we are out there on the golf courses, we believe that we are all macho, and we start intimidating and asking people to pass people. People go back and reflect, and they'll be like, no ways. These guys, they want to swap holes here because they think they can drive further than us. So Miss Masinga has actually brought that to light to say, no, 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 please do not judge a book by its cover. So without wasting any further time, let me welcome my guest back online. Miss Masinga, I hope you are having as much fun as I am today.
I really am. This has been an extremely entertaining conversation to me.
No, I really appreciate that. And yeah, now we're going to get into some of the most difficult questions that I believe I've got in mind for you. But before we actually get into that, I mean, I always put my guests on the spot to say, man, we all have moomish moments on the golf course. Now,
A
I would
lot.
like to I would like to get an understanding of what moomish moments have you experienced since you started playing.
Guys, I remember playing this course, right? Observatory.
Mhm.
Now,
Oh.
we've nicknamed it Observe a Tree because that thing is tree lined. And if your
Yeah.
shot, if you have a slight fade or anything when you're teeing off or doing anything, you are finding a tree. So
You have to hit straight.
straight, dead straight.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time I went because I like to go there just to try and make sure I'm hitting this, I'm straight as an arrow. And there's a time I went there and I teed off and my ball observed a tree and it came right back to me. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Right?
Sorry.
It literally hit a
Back to the tee
branch.
box.
I don't even know where, and it came straight back to me. I was like, "You have got to be kidding
No,
me."
that's bad.
I mean, like, what must happen there? Like, what
So
must
you
have to happen?
you basically dropped the shot.
I mean, like, truly, I was just like, this is ridiculous.
Mm.
No, I was like, this is insanity. This is insanity.
But I believe after that experience, you then realize, you know what, without all these kind of experiences, you'll never really enjoy golf because I'm of the view that with mistakes or with such experiences, you learn and then you work on something to improve
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah, there's always something to improve, and then the beauty or the frustration, I don't know, you're gonna take it one way or the other, depends on how you
Yeah.
look at it. The beauty and frustration with golf all at the same time, all together, all at once, is when you fix, let's say, for example, your long game, right, your drive shots, then your
Yeah.
short game decides I quit, and you're like, Mara, why? Like, or
Yeah.
or that like what's going on? And then you fix, maybe you're like, okay, let me get my chipping game on point. You fix that, and then your putting is like, nah, dog, I'm good with you. Like, why? Like,
It goes back to saying the left doesn't know what the right is doing, basically.
no, they like, there's very few times when everything is just working harmoniously and it's just this symbiotic relationship that's just working. There's just something. You go there and then there's something that is just not wanting to come to the party. Like so many times, going back to your question, there's so many times, like as I told you earlier, I can drive, right? I've driven 240. And then there are times I get onto the course and this ball goes nowhere. Like literally, it lands in front of me, and I'm like, what kind of rubbish is
What
this?
just happened? Yeah.
Like, what is this? And then I'll take out a wood, and then I'll clap that thing, and it will go. And I'm like, Mara, this is what my driver was supposed to do. Now I've just lost a shot. Like,
No, no. And I like your reflection on that, because it actually builds up to what I was just about to ask you to say. Oh, I mean, you took a leap of faith, if my assumption is right, to say I'm going to start a business. And in business, as you know, things will happen as they happen, especially in the beginning, to say, okay, one day you strike a good deal, and then the next day things go
It's
south.
silence.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it takes a lot of courage for someone to actually decide to say, listen, I'm going to invest, whether it's financial resources, my time, and I'm going to build this business from the ground. Now, I would just like to get an understanding from you, from a mental point of view, as a golfer, someone who's always been competitive. Like you said, you've played a lot of sports. Getting into a business sphere and starting something from scratch, how then do you relate the mental strength? Because I would presume starting a business is mentally draining, because
Oh yeah.
you have to figure everything out as the entrepreneur, as the owner of the business. So the same thing would apply to golf, to say golf then becomes your business from the first tee shot all the way till the last putt. Now, I just want to get your relation between the two, to say how does one actually fit into the other, or how do you get inspiration from one to the other?
So indeed, it takes a lot of courage or craziness, I don't know, or all of the above to go into business. Proceed with caution, right?
Yeah.
Because always from the outside it looks so easy, just like with the sport of golf. From the outside, from a person who's not actually ever touched a club, this doesn't look very complicated. Like, I was just like, but this sport looks super easy. Like, what's so complicated about this situation? Right? It looks easy enough. It's just like when you're watching or when you're viewing from the outside somebody running a business and things are going, you're like, Marilyn, I can do this. You know what I mean? I have a dream. It looks easy enough. I can do this. And then you get into it and you experience the complexities of it. And then and that's when you start wondering, but how on earth are these people able to do this and sustain it and keep sane? And now I understand why there's so many watering holes on a golf course, because wow, even in business, I'm just like, I've got a number of wine suppliers, and I'm forever calling. I'm like, my girl, listen here. I'm like,
help me out.
you gotta send me a box, because what a wow, right?
Yeah.
I'm not condoning alcoholism. I'm just saying that a glass of wine gets me through the day. A glass, not a
No,
bottle.
100%.
Let's clarify. But what I appreciate with the lessons that you get on the course is one, you might have a shot and it might not result in what you had envisioned it. You know, you hit a shot, and in your head, you know what the result is supposed to be. But things don't always happen that way, right?
True.
And then when you get to the next shot, now you have to clear your head and you have to be like, okay, I messed that up. What happened? Analyze quickly, shake it off, and get your next shot. Because if you're going to carry the mistake of what happened in your previous shot into your next, you're going to mess it up. And that applies to business. True. So many times you make a decision, or you have something that you want to do. You have a project or an idea that you want to try out or implement in business, and it might fall flat on its face. It might not come out quite as you had envisioned, right?
Yeah.
But if you're going to now carry that, I mean, you have to definitely carry the lessons. But if you're going to carry that feeling of disappointment versus, okay, this happened, I accept it, I take the lessons, I shake it off, and I move on, you're not going to get anywhere. Because then if you're going to carry the mistakes with you and that feeling of, oh my gosh, that was so messed up, and now I'm angry, and now I'm feeling what, you're going to mess up your whole game. And that happens as well with
True.
business. If you're gonna carry all those emotions with you versus taking the lessons with you
Mm.
and shaking off the rest of the emotions, you're gonna mess up the
Mhm.
growth potential of your business. Yes, you try something, it doesn't
Yeah.
work. Okay, cool. That didn't work. Too bad. I lost money. I did whatever. What you lost time, you lost whatever.
Mm.
Great. Take the lesson from that, move on. Same applies with
True.
golf. You tried something, it didn't work. Maybe you try to hit a shot with some iron. Like now I have this problem. I keep saying that's this African muscle situation where
Yeah.
I'm like where I'm like, oh snap, I knew I should have taken the shorter iron because
Mm.
Amanda.
You went far over.
Yeah, I'm just I'm just like, okay, let's not do that next time. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
take the lesson with
True.
you into the next shot or the next opportunity for referring back to business.
All right. No, awesome. I really like how you've actually explained the correlation between the two, because my next question was going to be about the time. I mean, during COVID times, for instance, the travel industry was hit hard
Hard.
and
No,
extremely
no.
hard.
It
Mm.
came to a standstill. There's a difference.
It died. Let's
It
say it
died.
died, and then it needed to be resurrected, right?
Yep,
So
literally.
I mean, for someone who's in that space, I mean,
Mhm.
it's I think for me, your resilience as an individual, and like you've just explained, to say, listen, regardless of how bad things are, always look forward to the next move. How how did you actually manage to position your mind and say, this is where we are at the moment, but going forward, this is how things are going to work. I mean, it's very difficult at that time because obviously your income is
Mhm.
then depleting
Mhm.
because there's still other business expenses that you need to upkeep. So I just want to get an idea of how did you manage that entire situation to a point where your business didn't just survive. I mean, it flourished afterwards.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Here's what's interesting, right?
Mm.
So I came back to South Africa 10 years ago to start this dream of mine that I had.
Mm.
And the business plan that I'd written when I was in Europe versus the
Mm.
business environment that I found was in South Africa were two completely different things. I realized very
Mm.
quickly when I landed here, firstly, this was back in 2015, that
Mhm.
I had to adjust my business plan because the South African market was not ready for what was in my business plan.
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
just simply because I was in Europe and I had based my business plan on what I had seen from being in Europe,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So the perspective was skewed.
Mm.
So then I decided, okay, let me go into the industry here and work so I can understand it from the inside,
Mm.
and then adjust my my business plan accordingly so that the South African market could understand it. So that's where I started. That's back in 2015.
Yeah.
But I did that.
Okay.
I did my business part-time at that point because
Mm.
I was just trying to kind of wrap my head around what's going on. And also
Mhm.
to like build and start a network. If you're gonna go into business, you need a solid network.
Mm.
And I needed to establish that because I had never actually worked in South Africa.
Yeah.
Then I went, then COVID hit.
Mm.
And then that was the crazy moment that I decided to go into my business full time.
What? So when people are panicking, you decided, no, I'm going head on.
I wouldn't say I decided, it was Jesus decided, truly, because because for a while before then I was like, I was praying about it and I'm just like, Lord, I didn't come all the way to South Africa to be working
Mm.
because I'm like,
Yeah.
the salary here versus what I was getting in Spain, I'd rather just go back to Spain.
Mm.
I didn't come here to come and be an
Yeah.
employee. As I said, I'm an I'm a competitive person, and I was like, I don't want to climb the ladder. I want to own it. So I was like, I didn't come here for this. I can just rather go back. So anyway, COVID hit 2020, and then October 2020, we were still very much in prison in our houses. That's when I went into my business full time. And because I had kind of observed the industry, what I did that kind of helped propel the business and differentiate it at that point to where we are now is I saw a gap and an opportunity to have people travel virtually, not on pre-recorded sessions, but I arranged travel experiences where people would log in on Zoom, and my guide in the destination would take us for a live guided tour on Zoom.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
Where you could ask the questions as if you're standing there in front of him, and he'd walk around and show you. So you could ask, oh my gosh, can you go back to that? What is that? And explain. So it was very much of me showing people virtually, but as close as I could get it, to say, this is what it would be like if you actually visited this destination. And then it grew from there to my taste experiences, which your colleague heard about, where I then bring the destination locally here in South Africa to plant the seed regarding travel. And that has been a further differentiation in my organization, which I've trademarked, to say, okay, I'm going to take destination marketing or travel marketing offline, because now I was frustrated with the fact that as an agent or a tour operator in this sphere, all I have at my veil to try and let a client know about a destination is a video or a photograph. And I'm like, that doesn't really depict or communicate in any way the true essence, or at least an idea of what it is that it would be like to travel there. So I was like, okay, how do I take this offline to give somebody an actual tangible experience as to what it truly would be like to go somewhere out of, I mean, it started off with me doing a night in Paris, right? And I had a French model. She did the the Paris fashion show and what catwalk model, and she has a brand here. Brought French cuisine, brought all the French community in here to come and explain to the potential travelers as to what it is like. And then I had to travel there, and then I had my guide in Paris take us around for a live walking tour on the streets of Paris. So things like that have truly helped differentiate myself from other operators in a very unique way, but it's also helped to propel and expand the brand to what it is now, where I saw a gap and opportunity. But it was also based on a lot of work that we do in this digital age is based on digital communication, whether it's email or WhatsApp or whatever. And I was like, guys, I didn't get into travel to talk on the phone. I want to meet people. I'm a social person.
Exactly. Yeah.
I want to
I
see
mean,
people.
it's all about the experience. It's about the touch, the scent, the taste.
So I would bring all those elements. I mean, when you talk about scent, like for example, my last experience that I did was I brought North Africa to Gauteng, and I literally brought the scent. I found a supplier who imports pure Egyptian perfume oils into South Africa. So everybody who participated walked away with the scent of North Africa. Everybody got a perfume, So it's all those little touches where I was like, I'm letting my creativity flow and thinking outside the box. Hell, break the box. I don't want to be boxed in. And leave people with an experience. People remember experiences. If you are able to touch somebody's emotion, they'll remember you. And also, I was like, people buy from people they like. So how are you gonna like me if all you're doing is talking to me on WhatsApp? I'm like, nah, you gotta meet me. You gotta see me and my crazy personality in
Yeah.
yeah.
No, no, I really like that. But I just want to find out. I mean, you deal with a lot of international clients. I mean, if there's anything, whether people in South Africa contact you to say, listen, I would like you to curate a trip for me to Mexico or to Spain, for instance. People will always have misconceptions, or they will always have their own ideas of what they've perhaps read about or what they've
Yeah.
seen on TV. Now, how do you then manage that to say, listen, yes, I understand this is the information you might have received or that you might have been exposed to when it comes to this particular area or this particular location. But in essence, that's not the true reflection of what is happening there. Because I would believe that people's perceptions actually shape the anticipation of experience to say,
Yeah.
okay, now I know I'm going to get there. This is what I'm going to see. And then some form of reluctancy would also develop to certain things. So how do you engage them on such things?
So a lot of times when I am starting to build a rapport with my clients, I will let them know a lot about my life in terms of my travel experience. That way, it kind of builds an understanding that when I'm advising you, as I previously said, it's not based on theoretics or, it's based on
Yeah.
I'm a traveler first, and I just happen to get paid to do what I love.
Yeah.
Right? It literally comes down to that because for me, everywhere I go, and whether it's locally or internationally, I literally walk around with my eyes wide open. There's so many things that I'm aware of, for example, in Gauteng, where we're sitting, that unfortunately, not even the Gauteng Tourism Association know because I spoke to them about my upcoming event and they knew nothing about this place or my previous place that I hosted an event. So it just comes down to a level of true interest. And for me, travel is a love and a passion. So I'm forever doing research and finding out what's the truth and what's this. And more often than not, I'll go and try. I mean, the world is big and there's a lot to see. And as an avid traveler, as soon as I take one place off, I've added 5 more. So it never gets finished. But I try. So my saying is, if I might not have been there, but it's on my list. I'll get there at some point.
Yeah.
But so what I do share with my clients is that look, the advice that I'm giving you is coming from a traveler first, because let's be honest, you will most likely take travel advice from your friend who has traveled to a certain destination over a travel agent, right?
True.
Right? Your friend will say, "Oh, I've been to Bali and it was so nice and it was and then
You trust the source more.
Yes. Based on that feedback, then you'll go to the travel agent and be like, "Oh my God, my friend went and it was awesome and I want to have the same experience." At that point, I don't really have input, right? You've made your decision and it's fine. And I never argue with that. However, what I have seen with my experience is as I talk to clients and I ask them, okay, you've picked this destination, why? Okay, you're this kind of a person, you like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you aware that perhaps you won't get much of that where you're going? So what is the reason behind you picking this specific destination that you're talking to me about? So, you know what I mean? Like, okay, you picked this, why? What are you hoping to get out of that experience? And then, once we're engaging in the conversation, more often than not, they'll ask me, but like, why are you asking me all these questions? And I'm like, well, I'm a traveler first.
Yeah.
And then I'm an agent second. I'm like, I travel all the time, literally. So for me, as I said, I just get paid to do what I love anyway. So
Yeah.
So it's coming from a space of um you're talking to somebody like you're talking to a friend, and then
Mm-hmm.
on top of it, I have the actual expertise of the industry to back it
Yeah.
up. So that's how I overcome such situations.
No, 100%. And I mean, in your response, you mentioned something about research, that you actually take your time and
Hmm.
research a lot about whether it's the location, the
Hmm.
culture, and all those things. Now, I mean, research is the fundamental basics to innovation
Hmm.
as it stands. So I want to understand. I mean, this is your space, and from what you have done over the years, I
Hmm.
mean, to actually say, you know what, instead of just doing virtual tours, let's involve a guide wherever
Hmm.
the clients want to see, and let it be an interactive session that
Hmm.
where people can actually ask. Now, within the entire African continent, where the economy
Hmm.
within the travel industry is actually vibrant and is still growing,
Yeah.
what innovations do you believe could actually improve or accelerate growth in that economy?
Um, there are a few areas. When people think travel and tourism, the first thought is either I'm working at a travel agency or a
Hmm.
restaurant or or a hotel primarily,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Those are the areas that come top of mind. And
Yeah.
I was actually having this conversation with one of my friends, and I'm like, look, I deal with a lot of international travelers, and as I said, I've traveled quite extensively.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
the one area that I definitely see that we are not exploring or growing as much as we could in terms of its capacity is with
Hmm.
regards to, first of all, guiding. For example,
Mm.
if I have a group of clientele coming in internationally, 30, 40, 50, 100 to 300 people,
Mm.
when I put
Hmm.
them on a bus, the law
Yeah.
dictates that there must be a qualified professional guide on that bus. Whether
Mm.
or not he's actually talking to these people, they need to be on that bus, right? Because I've done
Yeah.
tours where people are like, we're tired, please don't talk to us. Just, it's okay. You don't need to be explaining anything,
Okay.
right? The
Mm.
client will say that, and they'll be like, nah, we're good, we're tired, and it's okay. You don't
Mm.
need to be explaining no history or what. We just want to rest, right? Now,
Yeah.
the law dictates that that person must be on that bus. That means that person
Mm.
must get paid, whether they're talking or they're not talking, right?
True.
The course to get that
Mm.
qualification doesn't actually cost
Hmm.
that much, and it doesn't actually take that long. But there
Yeah.
is an underestimation. And what I've found in the industry is that you'll find that it's a lot of older people who are
Hmm.
just keeping themselves entertained so that they don't have to retire, who are
Yeah.
doing guiding, and yet the clients want younger, especially Black people. I'm not trying to
Mm.
make this a race issue, but for example, our
Mm.
country, a lot of the history is based on our racial history. Like, I'm gonna be frank with
Y-
it. And now they
Yeah.
want to hear about our history from a person
Mm.
who has gone through it. But now those
Yeah.
people
Someone who
are not,
relates.
yes, but now we're not on those buses telling our story. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like it's a lack. Um,
Yeah.
and then when I've been traveling, I've found if there's one country that has exploited or used its full potential with regards to travel um revenue generation to its
Mm.
full potential, it's
Hmm.
Indonesia, Bali.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those people are ingenious. Like the the the
Mm.
the guides that you find on site, whether you're doing the Bali, do you know that this Bali thing was just created by a guy who decided, ish, I'm going to come up with an idea and I'm gonna have this long
Mm.
flowy dress and I'm gonna put a swing and people will come here and take photos. Like, I mean, when you think about the logic of that, and then you think about,
Mhm.
I went with a group, and the queues from a person has put a swing in some scenic spot. Just consider how many scenic spots we have in this country. I have not seen a swing. I have not seen nothing swinging in our country. Why? And I'm like, why? and
Yeah.
they become expert photographers. The content those
Mhm.
people will create for you, like they'll take your phone and they'll create insane videos that you can literally just put up. Akere, we know our girls. And I'm directing this to the women because I know that 90% of travel decisions are made by women, right? I deal
True.
with them all day. So I'm just like, I know this for a fact. And I'm just like, but guys,
Mhm.
there's this great gap that we are not exploiting. And even basic things, when I think about a lot of international travelers will come through and they want
Mhm.
to see authentic life in South Africa. Not Sandton. I live in Sandton. I don't hate on
Yeah.
Sandton, right? But
Mhm.
Sandton is not South Africa. If you're sitting in Sandton, you could be in
Yeah.
New York. So like
Mm.
truly. No, they're like, guys, can you
Mhm.
take us to Alex, for example? Right?
Hey.
In Cape Town, they're very good where they'll take you to Khayelitsha. I've taken so many
Yeah.
international tourists to Khayelitsha and to
To
where?
go.
Yeah, to go, and they want to see the vibe. They want to see Kasi. They want to see the township life. They want to see the authentic life that is the. But I'm like, but
Mhm.
if nobody is going to create like an itinerary or an experience that these
Mm.
people these visitors can come and enjoy, to come and see the truth of what
Mhm.
it is, then they never will. So there's a lot. I
Mm.
mean, Soweto's been very good with it.
Yeah.
um,
True.
right? But I'm like, there's a lot more potential. It's just a matter of open your eyes, see what they might be, what is
Mhm.
unique out there. I mean, people will even I've sent clients on a shopping tour, guys. They need it.
Mm.
They're like, no, we want to buy African
Ah.
couture, and now somebody must take them shopping. Hi boy.
Yeah.
Right? So you can literally specialize in anything. I mean, people specialize in birds and trees and and
Mm.
insects and what. Fashion is one. I've done art tourism. There's been food tours. There's even been jazz tours. Like, like
Mm.
just think
Mm.
about what it is that you love, learn
Mhm.
about it, become an expert in it, and you'll find a market to come and
Yeah.
actually learn about it locally.
Mm. Interesting. And uh, if there's something that you've highlighted is that a lot of people would assume that international travelers would like to see the tall buildings,
Mm-hmm.
the lights,
They really
and
don't.
yeah, because even ourselves, South Africans, when we travel, we like, okay, we know there's traffic lights in South Africa, there's electricity. We
Mm.
we would travel to learn more about the culture. So
Yeah.
if we are not exposing
Yeah.
international travelers to the culture, then we're definitely failing ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Because the
Mm.
essence of travel is to go and learn about different cultures, different
Mm-hmm.
ways of thinking, perspective, because
Mm.
it helps you understand your neighbor a little better at the end of the day. You know,
100%.
you become a little more tolerating of the
Mm.
differences, because you understand that just because I feel like something must be this way doesn't mean that from your perspective that
Yeah.
is correct. Yes, there'll be a lot
Mm-hmm.
of similarities, but there'll also be a lot of differences. And what
Mm.
makes life beautiful is all the differences that exist between us. But now, if we're not going to go and confidently
Mm-hmm.
communicate that, then we are failing ourselves.
True. True. No,
Yeah.
100%. I take full note of that, Miss Masinga. And sure, I've had so much fun chatting to you that we actually missed time, and
Oh, snap.
it's unfortunate that we have reached the end of our engagement. Hopefully, we can do a part two to this because I'd really really want to get more insights as to how can we improve, especially the travel space within South Africa, because I
Mm,
believe that it is completely underrated and it is not fully exploited or fully taken advantage of.
Yeah.
So it's just
I
a
mean, I
pity that
wouldn't say it's underrated because I mean, Cape Town is voted the best city in the world, but
mhm.
Cape Town is like a mini Europe. So,
Yeah, it's
and
not
I've lived
Africa.
in
It's
Europe, so I'm just like Cape Town literally is like a little piece of Europe that sits here at the bottom of Africa.
mm, no. Awesome stuff. But with that being said, Miss Masinga, I really want to acknowledge and appreciate the time that you've taken to join us today and the insights that you've actually given myself and our audience. I believe that people are still glued to the devices right now to say, sure, they didn't understand the correlation between travel and golf
Mm,
in the way that you actually understand it, and obviously the economics of it, as to say how can we be more innovative to ensure that you capitalize in what you do. So we really appreciate that, and I look forward to more engagements. Like I said, if there's any possibilities of doing a part two of this, I would be more than thrilled to participate in it. And then yeah, hopefully this time around it will be on video, and it won't be via social media. We will be
yeah,
on video on a
absolutely.
golf course.
Yes, on the golf course, so they can see me out drive you. No,
Ah,
let me
no.
not put myself under pressure.
Yeah, hey, because apparently I'm a long hitter. A lot of people who've played with me will say, "Hey, this young man hits the ball so hard," although I do not see that.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be wonderful to do this again. But thank you, Tony, for having me this evening. Thanks to Balls and Teas.
Mhm.
I think it's been a wonderful overlap of time. But it's been a very enjoyable conversation on my part as well. It's been great fun.
No, I really appreciate that, and please do continue bringing more people into golf, because the more the merrier. And then
Absolutely.
let's continue building this environment for social golfers. Let's continue sharing business knowledge in all different aspects from
Mm.
all different industries. So we really appreciate your inputs as well as your contribution to the travel space in South Africa and internationally as a whole, because I like the fact that you are taking South Africa and Africa out of Africa to the
To
people
the
outside.
world. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right, Miss Masinga, once again, thank you, and you must have yourself a beautiful evening further. We shall engage, like I said. The next episode will be video live on the golf course.
Yes, I will take you up on that. Have a great evening, everyone, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of our episode today. As I said, it was extremely informative. And listen, guys, I've had so much fun. I've never laughed so much. Right now, I even feel like the tone of my voice has changed, the way I've been laughing, because I had so much fun with my guest today. But please, whilst at it, make sure that you do contact Nompumelelo and Sipo regarding the 19th November Eye of Africa, the golf day that is powered by Africa Summit Investments. You must make sure that you contact Nompumelelo on 079 146 4322. That's 079 146 4322, or SIPO on 0607358766. That's the Africa Summit Investments Golf Day that's happening on the 19th of November 2025 at Eye of Africa. You definitely don't want to miss this. This will expose you to a lot of opportunities, local and international. You will then be able to network with the who's of the industries. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you catch us on Spotify, you catch us on Spreaker, you make sure you catch us on Amazon, as well as Apple Podcast. I am the one, the only Tony Tone, the magician, the boy with a lot of flair. I am a classic man, and please continue listening to the one and only Balls and Teas podcast. You must have yourself a great weekend. Like I usually say, if you're working on Thursday, my people, man, no, man, no, it's not going to work. But if you're working on Friday, please make sure that you contact me directly. I will come up with a proposal on how we can structure your week better so that your weekend begins on Wednesday evenings, just like mine. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much and much love to everyone that's supporting us. Tell your friend to tell their friend so that their friends can tell their friends and their families to tune into Balls and Teas. Thank you.